Hello, everyone, and welcome to this new episode of Open Book Entrepreneur. I'm thrilled that we have Acacia here with us. She's an amazing coach and involved in energy work. And so, Acacia, please introduce yourself to our audience.
Hello, everybody. I'm so glad to be here. Thanks for inviting me, Tony. I'm coming to you from Mexico, so hello to the globe. And my name is Acacia, and I work with women to help liberate their body from emotional baggage that's been stuffed down and shoved probably for very many years in what we've actually accumulated from society and from our own lineage. I help rid the body of all of that. Rid, that's a harsh word, but release it through a very non invasive, gentle body based practice that can be done from any part of the globe. I work with women online, and it's all about getting you energized, renewed, that vibrant self again, and really creating something that's very different for you and your body in this world. I know we're all going through a lot of shifts right now. So making sure that we're not carrying what is not ours is so key, I think, for shifting into the next phase of your life.
Totally. And how did you end up actually doing this line of work?
Yeah, it's a great question. It's been a process over the last, I would say, 10 years now. I used to be a professional dancer, contemporary dancer, and I was both physically imbalanced and energetically imbalanced. And I was only focusing on the physical, but kept getting injured like over and over and over again. And I was in the best shape of my life at one point after an injury really took me out. Like I had to stop dancing to fix it. And that's when I started to see the connection between if I don't work on my inner self, if I don't work on the emotions I'm stuffing in, I'm swallowing, I'm not letting be processed, and if I don't let my body, my inner child, experiences I've had over the years get healed, I'm going to keep repeating what is happening right now. And I'm just going to like not be the best version of myself. I really saw that like on the outside, I was like all great. And on the inside, I was like literally falling apart. And so that's kind of been my introduction into working with the energetics, but I really kept it to myself for a very long time. And then I started with stretch therapy. And it was in stretch therapy that I started working with bodies one on one, like what a person in person. And that's where I started to see, oh, there's like my hands are going places. I'm getting kind of downloads. I'm starting to connect more of the emotional fascia connection together. I'm starting to ask my clients different questions. They're starting to see different results. And I just kept following the awareness. And now I combine, energy work, intuition, body processing, emotion code, all together in my sessions that still base it in the body and still let you let go of whatever needs to come up. And that's been like kind of my journey over the past 10 years.
Wonderful. And what are kind of results that your clients can expect when they're working with you?
Ooh, that is very different and very vast. The biggest thread that everyone feels, I would say, is that very internal, deep sense of space and calmness. And I think people are searching for calmness and peace and that ease, but they think they have to do more and more to get it. And I'm like the complete opposite. I'm like, let go of your shit. I don't know if I can swear on here, but let go of your junk. Let go of what you think you should be holding on to, what you should be doing, and everything else you're caring for people, let it all go. And it's when they can be in that space of letting it all go. And whether I'm working hands on with someone or energetically, like through online processing, that sense of space and lightness and ease and calm is by far the thread line. Then clients, it depends on what we're working on. Are we working on looking at a condition, like a health concern from an energetic and emotional standpoint? When we start to look at those are varying degrees of discomfort goes down or completely goes. When we're looking at an immune disease, we're looking at what the triggers were that created that from an energetic and emotional perspective. We see changes in that. We see changes in people's relationships, how they approach them, their relationships, how they're with their family, because what we're giving them and what we're working through and what we're working on is like tools, like everyday practical tools that you're using that's creating in the moment shifts. And I think that's really impactful and like a ripple effect. Um, if we're working on business, obviously we're moving the trapped emotions and the stuck energies around where they are. But most of the people that come to me are looking for like more of the personal life, personal health. And that's what I love because I think that is a huge ripple. That's like a drop in the ocean that just keeps on spreading.
Wonderful. Yeah, totally. And what's one of the main reasons why you're actually doing what you're doing?
I really see, and I've always said this, see a different possibility for us in bodies. I started seeing it when I was a dancer, how much more ease I moved as a mover and what was possible for my body when I was not holding on to stuff. And then I started transferring it to my clients and giving them the tools that I was using in the dance world into their life and seeing how much happier they were, like how much they didn't have to hold on to. And I think if every single person on this planet was to let go of the BS that they think they should hold because someone said we should, we would be a happier planet, hands down. So I'm part of that mission to bring a happier planet to the surface and to let go of the contracts and the chains and the shoulds and the shouldn'ts and the projections and the judgments and the beliefs that keep you boxed in. I am part of that mission, I think, globally. So that's really, at the end of the day, a happy life, a happy body, possibility. I'm all for it.
And why do you believe it's important for someone to let go of BS?
Why do you think we should hold on to it?
No,
Is the
no,
question I kind of say back.
no. It's not me, but I just want to hear, your perspective on that because I've been sort of dealing with this myself recently, because a lot of times, even when I'm working with my clients or, like I'm working on myself or working with my own coaches, it's like a lot of times we're trying to be very nice to each other. and, and then, because of that, I believe that BS actually is not cleared. It's very difficult to clear BS in a nice way. You have to be a little bit direct. You have to be a little bit like, hey, listen, this is the problem. Yeah. And there are ways to fix it, or we do some work, we do different things, but it's so important that we address it, not like package it in a nice sort of like packaging and say, hey, there is BS inside. No, 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 no. Let's just say what it is. So that's
Mhm.
important, I believe.
I totally agree with that. Yet, as a society, we've learned that BS in all the forms of BS is somehow the way to move forward. And if I can hold on to it, then I can change it. But 99% of the time, it's not yours to change. It's not even the person you bought it from. It's like nothing that boxes you in or limits you is actually yours from like a soul, infinite possibility, infinite being. Like we just create these limitations. We create these friction points. It's all a creation from us. So if we can kind of spin that molecule, that energetic creation around and see it from a completely different perspective, we can then clear it. We can then talk about it. And it's not about being rude and it's not about being aggressive, but it is about seeing it as this isn't mine and what is it? And can I change it? And if so, how? And really not like I always look at I use this analogy of a power bar. So, like, what's if we have a subject and it's kind of sticking us and we're plugged into everybody's judgments and points of views and our own judgments were probably bought by somebody else and our limiting beliefs that we probably bought from our parents. And they're all plugged into this power bar. But we want to change the power bar. Well, we have to unplug all those judgments, all those points of views, all that fear or second guessing. We have to unplug from that and then we can change it. So we have to unplug all those little bits and pieces, change out the power bar, but then, oh, you got a different power bar. Okay, now we can make different choices now. We can connect differently. We can not connect. We can just be in awareness, be in our own knowing. And yeah, I can go on a tangent for that, but
Yeah, yeah.
that's
So,
like
so
what the BS. I'm like, get rid of it because it's not helping you. It's just keeping you down, keeping you stuck.
totally. And on that subject, like if someone is actually, w- do you have some tip for someone who is feeling maybe stuck and is unable to unplug from the current stress or current situations they're experiencing?
Yes. So no matter, this is the tool I give everyone, no matter what situation they're in. And it's like the precursor to whatever tool or modality or process you're going to go through, whatever that looks like for you. So the precursor is to expand. And this was a process I learned in my dancing years through counter technique. And you can do it with me now, Tony, if you want.
Okay.
But you basically allow your sit bones or your feet to kind of send the energy down into the ground, not push, just send. Okay. And then you let your head expand upwards. Now imagine your whole body 360 expanding like particles. Allow it not to be a push action, just a full on release. Like everything is just going out, 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 out from your chest. It's releasing your ears, the tension in your neck is going. And we're just sending everything out into the galaxy. And when you feel like you've got some space there, we can take some deep breaths and we can allow everything that does not need to be here in this very moment to go out into the galaxy, to be used in different ways, to be transformed. And then anywhere we're sensing a little bit of tension in our body, we're just going to open that up a little bit more. How's that feel?
Fantastic.
N-
Um,
It's from that space, let's make choices. It's from that space, let's have a conversation. Because what happens is we contract in and we make everything mean everything. And we make it all weigh so much,
yeah.
but it doesn't. At the end of the day, it doesn't. So, from that expanded space is what I would tell everybody, no matter what they're doing. Be there, go find that space for you, then take the next, whatever. And it's very interesting when done physically. I used to do this with my students a lot when I was teaching dance, but we would contract like our armpits and we'd contract our energy, and then we'd all run around the room. And this is what's happening in society. We contract, we're holding, and then we're bumping into each other. We're colliding, we're clashing, we're fighting, we're not navigating our space because we're not aware. We're just completely turned in. And you'll see people like hit each other, like bump, kind of like stagger, like, when you get the same people, shake it all off, and we all start and we create this space, and then we all start running around the room. We are like atoms. We are dodging each other. We are like gliding past each other. You can do this down the street with people. We are so much more aware and we just allow everything to kind of pass through us. And when everyone's doing that, there's no bumping into each other. There's like soft encounters that actually transform into something. And I've done this with high school students that have like had no movement background. And it was like night and day. They clash and then they are all of a sudden navigating each other flawlessly. Um, and I encourage people to do that. Just like try it in their world. Like if you contract, how much friction, bumping up, kind of creating restriction in your life happens, and then try for a day just expanding, just being out there, and how much more flow and ease comes into your life. And experiment. See, try it on for yourself. See if it works. But I love giving that tool to my clients too, as a embodiment of this work.
Yeah, wonderful. I mean, thanks a lot for sharing that exercise. And everyone watching us, if you didn't have a chance to actually do the exercise, I recommend that you go back and listen to it again and do it because it's really wonderful. I feel fantastic after this. I'm just like I just want to
Hey,
relax, make some really cool decisions and stuff. Thank you, Keisha,
you're
a
welcome.
lot for sharing that. Thank you for sharing your experiences and knowledge and also your story. And thank you all for watching and listening to this episode. If you liked it, drop us a like, subscribe, share it with your friends and family. I highly recommend this. And also, see you all in the next episode. All the best and bye bye.